Anthony Joshua, the golden boy of British boxing. A man who rose from humble beginnings to become a global superstar, winning Olympic gold, unifying the heavyweight division, and becoming one of the sport's highest earners. But boxing is a brutal business, and no career is without its turning points. Joshua's journey took a dramatic turn after his wars with Alexander Usyk and his shocking defeat to Daniel Dubois. Now the world is asking, is Anthony Joshua done? Did Usyk retire him mentally? And after the Dubois knockout, is there any future left for AJ? Or will we still see him in a blockbuster showdown with Tyson Fury? Let's break down the rise and the fall of Anthony Joshua, the Golden Boy. Anthony Joshua's rise to fame was the stuff of legend. In 2012, he captured Olympic gold in front of his home crowd in London, cementing his status as Britain's next great heavyweight hope. His combination of size, speed, and knockout power made him a sensation from the moment he turned pro. Fans flocked to see the towering Adonis from Watford dismantle opponents with ease. Joshua's early career was a highlight reel of brutal knockouts. He ripped through the heavyweight division, taking out contenders like Dillian Whyte in a fierce rivalry, before capturing the IBF Heavyweight Championship in just his 16th fight. Then came his crowning moment, defeating Vladimir Klitschko in 2017 in one of the greatest heavyweight battles of the modern era. The money and the hype. After defeating Klitschko, Joshua became a global icon. His clean-cut image, marketability, and ability to sell out stadiums made him a cash machine. He successfully unified the heavyweight division, holding the WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO titles. He was earning tens of millions of dollars per fight, living the life of a superstar. From luxury endorsements to international fame, AJ was on top of the world. He defended his titles against tough competition, including Joseph Parker and Alexander Povetkin. But as the money piled up and the stakes grew higher, cracks started to show. The fall begins. Ruiz and Usyk. It all started with Andy Ruiz Jr. In June 2019, Anthony Joshua was a massive favorite heading into his U.S. debut at Madison Square Garden.
The latest twist in boxing's heavyweight saga was announced on Wednesday, with Anthony Joshua, holder of 3 of the 4 major belts, choosing an unlikely opponent for his next fight.
But in one of the biggest upsets in boxing history, Joshua was dropped multiple times and stopped by the unheralded Ruiz. The defeat shocked the world. To his credit, Joshua bounced back, winning a tactical rematch to reclaim his titles, but the aura of invincibility was gone. Then came his battles with Alexander Usyk, a former undisputed cruiserweight champion with exceptional footwork and ring IQ. Usyk thoroughly outboxed Joshua in their first encounter, taking his belts. When Joshua faced Usyk again in the rematch, he fought better, but it wasn't enough. After the final bell, what we saw was shocking. A visibly emotional Joshua took the microphone and delivered a bizarre post-fight speech, venting his frustrations and showing cracks in his mental armor. It was a breakdown that left fans and pundits questioning his mindset. Did Usyk do more than just beat him physically? Did he break him mentally? The knockout by Daniel Dubois. Joshua took some time off and returned to the ring, scoring a couple of wins to rebuild his confidence. But questions lingered about whether he was still the same fighter. Then came the fight with Daniel Dubois, a young, powerful heavyweight hungry to make his mark. The bout was billed as a chance for AJ to reclaim his place among the elite. But what happened shocked even his most loyal fans. Dubois, with his devastating power, delivered a brutal knockout punch that sent Joshua crashing to the canvas. It was a decisive, career-defining defeat. The knockout wasn't just physical, it was symbolic. The once dominant champion had been decisively beaten by a rising star. Now everyone is asking, is this the end of the road for Anthony Joshua? The future. Fury, retirement, or redemption? So, what's next for Anthony Joshua? Will he retire after the brutal loss to Dubois, or will he continue fighting? The biggest question on everyone's mind.
And Tyson Fury.
So when is that happening?
We're not sure, but that's my target. 2025, I'm targeting Tyson Fury.
Will we ever see him in the ring with Tyson Fury? A Joshua versus Fury showdown would still be one of the biggest fights in British boxing history, but after his recent losses, does Joshua still have the fire to face the Gypsy King? Or has the damage, both mental and physical, taken too much of a toll? Fury is a master of mind games, And if Joshua's breakdown after Usyk is any indication, stepping into the ring with Fury could be a psychological nightmare. The fight that lost its spark. Once upon a time, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury was the fight that the whole world was desperate to see. A clash of styles, personalities, and legacies. It wasn't just a boxing match, it was a cultural event. A fight that would determine the undisputed king of the heavyweight division. The brash and unpredictable Fury, the Gypsy King, against the clean-cut, hard-hitting Joshua, the people's champion. But here's the truth. The shine of this mega fight has dulled. When the fight was first talked about, both men were at their peak. Fury had just returned from defeating Deontay Wilder to claim the WBC title in one of the most dramatic heavyweight rivalries of recent times. Joshua was still a unified champion, holding the WBA, IBF, and WBO belts. They were seen as the two best heavyweights of their era, with a combined fan base so massive it could sell out Wembley Stadium twice over. But today, things are different. Both men have suffered setbacks. Joshua, once viewed as unbeatable, was defeated twice by Alexander Usyk, a master technician who outclassed him with skill, movement, and strategy. Fury, despite remaining undefeated in the ring, has his own asterisk. He never fought Usyk, the man who now holds the belts that Joshua once carried. Without that victory, Fury's claim to supremacy is incomplete. The narrative of the best versus. The best that once fueled the anticipation has lost its luster. Joshua's decline and its impact. Joshua's loss to Usyk didn't just take his belts, it took his aura of invincibility. The second defeat, followed by his emotional breakdown, left fans questioning his mental state and whether his heart is still in the game. And after the brutal knockout by Daniel Dubois, the questions about his durability and hunger have only grown louder. A fight with Fury today doesn't carry the same stakes or mystique it once did. The battle for undisputed status has already passed by. Now it's more about pride and payday than legacy. Joshua's losses have chipped away at his star power. And while Fury is still the undefeated WBC champion, even his shine has dimmed slightly due to inactivity and constant negotiation dramas. What was once seen as the fight for the crown of the heavyweight division now feels like a fight between two giants trying to reclaim relevance. A fight for legacy or just money? Despite all this, Joshua versus Fury is still a massive fight. It just isn't the fight anymore. The stakes have changed. It's no longer about becoming undisputed. It's about redemption for Joshua and legacy for Fury. If AJ steps into the ring with Fury after the Dubois knockout, the risk of another devastating defeat looms large. And if Fury doesn't look dominant against a diminished Joshua, his own reputation will suffer. So, will this fight still break records? Probably, but it won't have the same magic. It's a fight born out of what could have been, not what is. Two warriors past their peak but still capable of delivering drama. The only question is, will it be a passing of the torch or the final nail in Joshua's career? Anthony Joshua's career is a story of meteoric rise, heartbreaking defeats, and the relentless pressure of being a global star. From Olympic gold to heavyweight glory, he reached heights most fighters only dream of. But boxing is a game of inches, and at the highest level, mental strength, focus, and adaptability matter as much as physical talent. Joshua versus Fury may not be the crown jewel it once was, but it's still a fight that would capture the imagination of fans worldwide. For Joshua, it's a chance to prove he still belongs among the elite. For Fury, it's an opportunity to finally settle a rivalry that's been years in the making. But with Joshua's recent losses and Fury's own unfinished business with Alexander Usyk, the question is no longer who will become undisputed. It's whether either man can reclaim the magic that once made this matchup unmissable. Will Anthony Joshua fight on and risk it all one more time? Will he rise again, or will he fall further into the shadows of what could have been? Let us know in the comments, like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more boxing breakdowns. The heavyweight division isn't done with its twists and turns, this is just the next chapter.